Hi guys, welcome back to the next part of my continuing review of the 8th Ed Space Wolves Codex. We're starting with the troop choices. Today, first off, we've got Blood Claws, one of my personal favourites. Blood Claws are basically the young bloods of the Space Wolves. Space Wolves don't tend to put their new neophytes into scout groups. Instead, they put them into their close combat specialists to take advantage of the fact that the Canis Helix literally drives you slightly mental. The Blood Claws are built up of, initially, one Blood Claw pack leader and 4 Blood Claws. You can then upgrade to include an additional 5 Blood Claws for +3 power, or an additional 10 for +6. You can also include a Wolfguard pack leader for 2, or a Wolfguard Terminator pack leader for 3. I'll just quickly go through the stats. Your average Blood Claw has a weapon skill of 3, 3+, so up there with a standard Space Marine, but a ballistic skill of 4+, meaning they're a bit less effective in the shooting phase. Your Blood Claw pack leader has an additional attack. Your Wolfguard pack leader has the +3 weapon skill and +3 ballistic skill and the additional attack. And obviously your Wolfguard Terminator leader has all that, but only a 5-inch movement and a 2-up saving throw. It is worth actually considering that 5-inch movement when putting your Blood Claw pack together, simply because if you want to get into close combat, which you do with Blood Claws, losing an inch every turn can be the difference between a successful charge and a failed charge. Blood Claws initially start equipped with a chainsword, bolt pistol, frag grenades and crack grenades. And the pack leaders are armed with a power sword. And the Terminator pack leader starts armed with a power sword and a storm bolter, which are fairly standard. The war gear options. 1 Blood Claw may replace his chainsaw with an item from the special weapon list. If the unit includes at least 15 models, 1 additional Blood Claw may do this, which is fairly standard from the old edition. My preference was always for flamers, just because of the assault. However, you've got plenty of choices to go with. 1 Blood Claw may replace his bolt pistol with a plasma pistol. Again, something I always did just because of the extra hitting power and the slightly better adaptability having even a plasma pistol gives you. The Blood Claw pack leader may replace his chainsword and power sword with a power axe or power fist. Power axe is slightly different. Power fist also slightly different. If you're intending or think you might be going up against heavy vehicles or heavy monsters, sometimes having that extra hitting power can help. The Wolfguard pack leader may replace his chainsword with a plasma pistol, storm shield or an item from the melee weapons list. He may also replace his bolter with a plasma pistol or an item from the melee or combi weapon list. It's everything you'd expect from a Wolfguard. You can pretty much give him any combination or any loadout you want. It'll often come down to what situations do you think you're most likely going to face. Wolfguard Terminator pack leader may replace his power sword and storm with a storm shield or an item from the Terminator melee weapon list. He may also replace his storm bolter with an item from the Terminator melee or combi weapons list. Again, what you'd expect, giving you any loadout you really need or any loadout you really need. Going into the abilities here, obviously, and they shall know no fear. We've got Berserk Charge, pretty much my favourite. Everybody in the Blood Claw unit gets an additional attack on the charge, meaning that for a 50-man unit, you're pumping out 61 attacks. People might turn and say, isn't it 60? You've got to add the additional +1 for either your pack leader or your Wolfguard. It's worth noting, on a turn in which they make a successful charge, you can make 1 additional attack in the fight phase with all models in this unit. So if the Wolfguard is in the unit, he does get the additional attack according to this rule. They may release an FAQ which erratas that. They may release an errata which changes that, but the way it reads, that's what it looks like. You've got the Headstrong rule, which I will be honest, I've never liked. I think quite possibly as a holdover from the old Skaven days when they had a bunch of problems which they could just ignore. I've always had a problem with a penalty that you don't have to take. If you take a Wolfguard pack leader, you can just ignore it. And why wouldn't you? If you're that desperate for points, there are plenty of other things you can drop to take a Wolfguard pack leader. The Headstrong rule, unless this unit contains a Wolfguard pack leader or Wolfguard Terminator pack leader, or is within 6 inches of a friendly Wolfguard model, it must declare a charge if it's able to do so. Now, you may think that's not too bad, but if your opponent can trick you into charging in the wrong direction, it can lead to a whole ton of problems. Frankly, include a Wolfguard pack leader. It's worth it. Another ability or rule that covers it is mixed unit. That basically means that, remember, it has the Terminator keyword in effect of transports, which basically means, look, if you've got a Wolfguard in there in Terminator armor, he counts as 2 models, not 1, for the amount of troops going into a vehicle. And if the vehicle states it cannot take Terminators, you cannot put this unit in it. So if you want to put a 5 to 10 Wolfguard pack in a Rhino or a Razorback, and you've taken a Wolfguard Terminator, Blood Claw pack and you've taken a Wolfguard Terminator, you can't. That's fairly standard. Next, we've got the Grey Hunters. Frankly, one of the best basic infantry units in the game. Still really good. Your Grey Hunters basically start off with 1 Grey Hunter pack leader and 4 more standard Grey Hunters. And for an additional power cost of 4, it can include up to 5 additional Grey Hunters. It can also include a Wolfguard pack leader or a Wolfguard Terminator pack leader for the relevant power cost. The basic equipment rolls as this. Grey Hunters and Grey Hunter pack leaders are armed with a bolt gun, a bolt pistol, frag grenades and crack grenades. The Wolfguard pack leader is armed with a chainsword, a bolt pistol, frag grenades and crack grenades, and a Terminator is armed with a power sword and a storm bolter, as you'd expect. The stats of them, again, it's as you'd expect: weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3 across the board. An additional attack for the Grey Hunter pack leader and an additional attack for the Wolfguard pack leader. Again, you've got the 6-inch movement versus the 5-inch movement for a Wolfguard Terminator pack leader. It's not such a problem in a Grey Hunter unit where they are going to be operating mostly from the mid-range, and getting in there isn't something that they need to do. But again, it's worth considering, do you want to sacrifice 1 inch of movement every single turn? Melee wargear options. Any Grey Hunter may take a chainsword. I would. 1 Grey Hunter may take a wolf standard. I'll read what that does later, but really it is worth it. For every 5 models, 1 Grey Hunter may replace his bolt gun with a weapon from the special weapon list. Again, it's very much worth doing to give them either some adaptability or some additional punch if you need it. I personally have always gone with plasma as my first choice, just because it fires at the same range and the same rate as bolters do, meaning that at no point are you having to make that decision that you do with standard tactical marines. Do I fire my special weapon or do I not? Do I move or do I not? And where are we? 1 Grey Hunter may replace his bolt pistol with a plasma pistol. Again, it gives you a little bit of extra hitting power. With the new plasma rules, you're not risking that rolling of a 1 unless you want to. Again, this one's actually a choice up to you, but I've always liked to have that little extra bit of power. The Grey Hunter pack leader may take a chainsword, power axe, power fist, or power sword. Again, you don't have to. If you're expecting to take something on in the battlefield that requires extra hitting power, it is an option that's there for you. Where are we? The Wolfguard pack leader may replace his bolt pistol with a plasma pistol, an item from the melee weapons list. Sorry, yep. He may also replace his bolt pistol with a plasma pistol, an item from the melee weapons or combi list. Oh, sorry, I missed out Storm Shield. He can replace his chainsword with a plasma pistol or Storm Shield, which, again, it's what you'd expect for a Wolfguard. Any loadout you want to deal with any situation you want. Again, Wolf Guard are very much their own champions, so I often find myself taking the same loadout every time with a named champion because I like giving names to my Wolf Guard pack leaders. The Wolf Guard Terminator may replace his Power Sword, Storm Shield, or an item from the may replace his Power Sword with a Storm Shield or an item from the Terminator melee weapon list. He may also replace his Storm Bolter with an item from the Terminator melee or combi weapon list, again giving you access to pretty much any loadout you might need. Going on to the abilities, and they shall know no fear, which is standard. The Wolf standard, I told you I'd read this one. You can reroll any dice of ones when making an advance or a charge move for a unit that has the Wolf standard. It's a little bit extra, it's not too expensive, and it will get you where you want to be. Mixed unit, again, if you take a Terminator, remember you can't go into vehicles that don't allow Terminators, and he takes up twice as much space as a normal guy. Again, it's got the Storm Shield and Crux Terminatus rules for if you take a Terminator. Going on to the Intercessors, the unit I'm personally interested in. Pretty standard, well, entirely standard. I was hoping for a little more variance, but it doesn't bother me. I'm still using the same units, the same models. I've mostly been kit bashing them up until the Space Wolf Intercessors came out, and I'm looking forward to getting hold of some of those and painting them up. This unit contains 1 pack leader and 4 intercessors, and it can include 5 additional intercessors for a power rating of 5. Each model is armed with a bolt rifle, bolt pistol, frag and crack grenades. Again, standard. It's the standard stat line we're expecting for an intercessor unit. Movement 6, WUS and BS 3. Strength standard and toughness standard for Space Marine. Wound standard for intercessors. And of course, the intercessor pack leader gets an additional attack. The war gear options. All models may replace their bolt rifle with an auto bolt rifle or a stalker bolt rifle. Again, these primarily come down to what ranges you think you're likely to be hitting at. If you like to get in close, having that assault is nice. If you like to stay back and pick the enemy off from afar, obviously the stalker bolt rifle is your friend. For every 5 models, the unit may take 1 auxiliary grenade launcher. Having extra range on your grenades is a lot of fun. It's not to be sniffed at. It's not as powerful as a rocket launcher, but frankly, it's nice. The intercessor pack leader may replace either their bolt rifle with a chainsword or take a chainsword in addition to their other weapons. Chainswords are nice. Why not have one? And that's pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed that one. The next one is going to be the Elites. As you can expect with Space Wolves, that's probably going to be a longer one. So I'll see you next time.